Governor Scott Walker will speak to delegates at tonight's Republican National Convention. He has spent the week meeting with early voting state delegations like Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, stoking the talk about a 2020 run.
So what is the governor planning for tonight? Political reporter Jessica Arp spoke with him in Cleveland today, and she joins us live. Jessica.
Well, hi there. Yeah, the governor told us today he does plan to explicitly endorse Donald Trump in his speech tonight. You may remember that this is the same arena where Governor Walker stood next to Donald Trump on the stage last year about this time at the Republican presidential debate. But he tells me tonight that his future looks different. Inside the Wisconsin Daily Breakfast.
Pound for pound, person for person, Wisconsin has the best people in Congress and in government of any state in America.
Delegates have reveled in having many of their own take the stage in Cleveland. Governor Walker will be next.
I jokingly point out Donald Trump wasn't my first pick. I was my first pick.
In his speech to delegates on the floor, Walker says he'll explain why he's now backing Trump.
I stood here last August in Cleveland and said that any of the Republicans running would be a better president than Hillary Clinton. I said it then, and I meant it, and I mean it today as well, and I'm going to talk about that tonight.
But he's also going to get a national platform to try to improve approval ratings at home, now at 38%. Former Governor Tommy Thompson says he advised Walker to travel the state.
I would do it a little bit different, but I'm not the governor, he is, and he's got to build his popularity. If he builds his popularity, anything can happen, but you don't run for election when you're at 35% approval rating.
Walker now says that's a direct result of his prior run for president, which he says he wouldn't do as governor again.
If I choose to run, like I said, part of it's going to be making it clear to the voters of the state that despite attention at events like this, if I run for re-election, it would be with the full and absolute intention of serving out a complete term.
Now, you may remember in 2014 that Governor Walker said it was, quote, his plan to be in office for 4 years if reelected, and had said he was committed to that office. Walker told us today that he makes a stronger commitment. He believes his approval numbers will increase.
And you also talked to the head of the Republican Party today, Jessica.
Yeah, the head of the Republican National Committee, actually, we talked to him in part about this controversy about Melania Trump's speech. You may remember that there were some questions about whether or not she had plagiarized a speech from Michelle Obama in 2008. Today, a speechwriter said that they had, in fact, used some portions of that speech, apologized for it, said she'd offered her resignation to Mr. Trump, and Mr. Trump had declined that resignation. Reince Priebus, a Wisconsin native, had said that someone should be fired over this.
There's an acknowledgement by the person that wrote the speech that they should have been more careful, and she offered her resignation, and ultimately Donald is a pretty forgiving guy. He said, listen, one mistake isn't anything to be fired over. So Anya did an incredible job, and the fact that a few sentences were sloppily inserted into the speech doesn't take away from the fact that she delivered and did a great job.
Now, we also talked to him about how he was planning to continue to work to try to get the Wisconsin delegation fully on board with the Trump candidacy. We've been talking about all week that there are some issues with unity in the state party. We'll have more on that tomorrow on News 3, and we will have a full wrap of tonight's speeches, which include Governor Walker and, of course, Vice Presidential nominee Mike Pence coming up tonight on News 3 at 10.
All right, Jessica Arp reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.